A new policy from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is setting up a battle over free speech between the federal government and advocacy groups. The Department of Homeland Security announcing that USCIS will begin screening alien social media for anti-Semitism as grounds for denying immigration benefit requests.
The DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs saying in a statement this: "There is no room in the United States for the rest of the world's terrorists, sympathizers, and we are under no obligation to admit them or let them stay here."
But the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, a free speech advocacy group, is pushing back, saying that, quote, by surveilling visa and green card holders and targeting them based on nothing more than their protected expression, the administration trades America's commitment to free and open discourse for fear and silence. Here with reaction, Harvard Law School Professor Emeritus and the author of Get Trump, Alan Dershowitz. Professor Dershowitz, always great to have you on American Agenda. What do you make of this? Do these people, are they deserving of free speech, considering they're not American citizens?
Well, there's a difference between green card holders, visa card holders, and full American citizens. Green card holders are entitled to free speech, but they're not entitled to stay in the country unconditionally. And for example, you could condition a green card on person being willing to have their social monitored. That would probably be constitutional. Look, you have to strike an appropriate balance between the legitimate need of the government to check on who's in the country and to make sure that they're not planning to engage in violence against American citizens, against rights of privacy. This is more about privacy than it is about free speech. These people have the right to speak both in the country, and if they're deported, they can speak from outside the country. Look, Khalil, this thug from Columbia University, who deserves no sympathy at all, got thousands of people listening to him when he made a speech from detention. So his speech, free speech, is not being violated. The question is he entitled to be in the country? And the Supreme Court's going to split the difference. It's going to rule that the president has the complete authority to decide who stays in the country and who doesn't, but he has to do it consistent with due process and the First Amendment. So we're going to see a lot of court cases. We're going to see them decided very differently. This is a novel challenge to various constitutional rights based on the need for security that has been caused by these riots and these horrible demonstrations that have veered into violence and anti-Semitism. So we're seeing an episode in American history, we've seen it in the past, where we have to strike the appropriate balance.
Well, Professor, is it at the core of this, isn't this just about protecting Americans and those who aren't Americans coming in here and wreaking havoc? And something's got to be done about that.
I agree with you, and I think that the priority has to be in favor of Americans. And when you have to strike a balance, you strike it in favor of Americans, and you strike it against people who are guests in the country. Now, green card holders are a little bit different under the law. Now, the law can change. You can deny the concept of green card holding and just give visas, and visas can be revoked almost automatically. So we're going to see some legislative action. We're going to see executive action. And we're going to see the courts. Lawyers who specialize in immigration law are going to be kept very, very busy over the next couple of years.
Certainly will,
yeah,
as we're seeing
we
it
sure
all
are.
unfold. Professor Dershowitz, always a pleasure, sir. Thanks for coming on. Up next, an exclusive interview with one of the world leaders who's getting ready to meet with President Trump about tariffs. Okay, it's a cliffhanger.
Yes, it is.
All right.